What's up, guys? It's Calibre here,
And the Beast.
And I'm Tara.
and today we are coming to do part 2 of PlayStation versus Xbox. I
Bum, bum,
swear
bum.
this. Oh, go ahead, Beast.
No, I just was making a
Bum
intro
bum
sound.
bum. But this is going to be the last one because there's not really too much you can talk about when it comes to Sony versus Microsoft and the Xbox versus PlayStation. But first thing I would have to see, I see a lot of PlayStation users saying how at least we don't have to change our batteries out. Yeah, that's true. But what happens when your battery completely dies, doesn't take a charge at all? You have one of two options. One, pay shipping, send it into Sony to get the battery replaced, or pay $60 for a brand new controller.
Or use it as a corded controller.
Yeah, what's the point of that if it's meant to be wireless? But
Oh.
But I mean, yes, that is a fair point. But I look at it from this standpoint because I was with Sony from the beginning. I had a PlayStation, a PlayStation 2, and then I went over to Xbox. So I look at it from this standpoint. Yes, we can swap our batteries out, or we can get the optional charge and play. So yeah. Which charge and play, I don't think was really that much, was it? I think it was what, 20 bucks? 20 bucks, I mean, compared to spending 60 bucks on a controller and how much ever shipping is to send your controller out. But one thing I've noticed.
Batteries, though.
Huh?
Speaking of batteries, though, this is kind of off topic, but on topic. So, I don't think it's a surprise that I have handhelds. I have the DS Lite, the 3DS, and then I have this the 3DS XL. Interestingly enough, the 3DS I have, which is over there, I'd go get it, but I don't want it. I had since it was released. It's the first model that was released as the 3DS. The battery expanded so far that it was that thick. There's pictures of it on my Instagram, s13_Harley_Quinn, if you wanted to see it. And pretty much it expanded so much it pushed the back here off my DS and it would have exploded. So I mean that's the downfall for internal batteries is that apparently can happen. So I had to remove the battery and I have to get a replacement battery, which sucks, but oh well.
And inspecting the both PlayStation controllers, because I also inspected the PlayStation 4 controller, and it doesn't, you could probably do it if you had the security bits and the actual battery to replace it with. But Sony doesn't make it easy for self-repairs. Sort of like another company we know. Apple. Apple is famous for making it hard for you to repair your phones. The iPhone 8, if the back glass gets cracked, you have to pay an upwards of $300 just to get.
Well, I mean, for the 5 and stuff, or this isn't even the 5, this is the SE. The screen's pretty easy to replace, but I mean, the battery's pretty impossible, the camera's pretty impossible, the home button.
I don't know about the 5S and the SE, but I know the 6 Plus and later on, or the 6 and later on, if you replace your screen, you have to take your home button out of that screen and put it into the new screen. Because if you don't, what will end up happening is Touch ID won't work.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I have the home button, so I guess if my home button wasn't damaged, I guess I'd be fine.
Yeah. And it's even worse with the iPhone 8 Plus because it uses that touch sensor, and then the touch sensor doesn't even completely work. But that's besides the point. Getting back on topic, so Sony doesn't make it easy for you to replace your batteries, which was a given, because the controllers aren't really meant to be opened up. They don't want you modding the controllers. You can do rapid fire mods and all that with Xbox and PlayStation controllers, which is against the game's terms of service, besides the point. Although I will say one thing. One thing I've noticed on Sony's side, with it having the internal battery, I don't know what it is with that battery, but it charges up really, really quick. I can leave the battery.
Also,
Go
I've
ahead.
had a lot of wireless controllers for the PS3, and my stepdad has a lot for the PS4. And when I had a PS4, we had 2 different controllers. Never actually had a battery give out on me.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often, and it takes a long while. But I mean, if you're when you're constantly discharging the battery, charging it back up, discharging back, it wears out the battery over time. And that's the point I look at from that standpoint is like we either have to send our controllers out to get the battery replaced, and if you're out of warranty, then you have to pay another fee on top of that. With Xbox, yes, we have the option of using double A's or the charge and play kit, which I said is about what, $20, give or take, maybe a little bit more than that. But if that charge plate or if that battery goes out, guess what? I just can buy a new battery. I did see somewhere, I don't know how true this is. I will have to test this. I'm gonna have to get a game that I have on Xbox One. I need to get the same game on PlayStation 4. Play the same games for the same amount of times and see which battery actually lasts a lot longer. Now, I think PlayStation is going to take this one for the simple fact my PlayStation battery is newer compared to my battery pack that's in my Xbox. I've had that for over a year now. But I mean, so far, I haven't on long gaming sessions. I usually play. How long would you say I play for, babe?
Anywhere from 30 minutes to like 12 hours.
12 hours. Have I
That
really?
may be an over-exaggeration because I'm tired, but the other day you played for good like 4 hours straight.
Yeah, so 4 hours straight, that's a pretty long gaming session to me. And I haven't had I haven't had my controller die on me with the PlayStation. I could be playing Xbox for the same amount of time, and my controller dies on me. So in the terms of batteries, charge and play versus the internal battery on the PlayStation 4, the internal battery on the PlayStation 4 controller takes the cake on that one for charge time. But like I said, I have to look at it this standpoint. The charge and play pack, or the battery pack for the charge and play kit, is significantly older than my PlayStation controller's battery. So you got to take in a lot of variables.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, I said at one point that the Xbox controller is more comfortable. It is to a certain extent, but I noticed that as I start getting more used to the PlayStation controller, it's not as bad. I think it really boils down to your muscles. I mean, you have to realize I'm used to holding a big controller compared to a tiny controller, so that's a big jump there. But for responsiveness, I will give that to the PlayStation controller. I think that's a fair bet, because at times, Xbox, I love you, Microsoft, I really do. I love you, you big, beautiful bitches. But your controllers suck for responsiveness. Controllers are not that bad on PC. I will say this. They're not that bad on PC. I played with my controller on PC. It's not that bad. But the optimization for its own console, in my opinion, is piss poor. So, but, honestly, I think really what it all boils down to at this point is preference.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you like the thumbstick, or what was it? Thumbsticks? What is the term for them? There's a proper term.
Joystick?
It's not really a joystick. It was called something else.
I don't know.
But
I don't think it matters. We know what you're talking about.
yeah, if you like the placement of the Xbox Ones, then by all means, go for the Xbox One, because it does have a comfortable feeling controller. The layout's natural, and your thumbs just kind of fall like this. It's really weird. But if you prefer the PlayStation controller and its layout, then go for the PlayStation. Now, here's the big elephant in the room. Games. Xbox has quite a few games, but not nearly the amount of games PlayStation has. I mean, yes, we do have the multi-platform games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Fortnite. I believe PUBG is also on PlayStation, isn't it?
I don't even know what that is.
Players Unknown Battleground. So PUBG,
Oh.
games like that. But if you look at the list, I don't know the exact list for the PlayStation, but I know for a fact we have some upcoming Forza games. Forza Horizon 2, and I think, what is the newest motorsport?
Don't forget about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Let's see. The ones that I know of on PlayStation is The Last of Us Remastered, Kingdom Hearts. Am I missing any?
is Final Fantasy PlayStation?
Final Fantasy was both.
Oh, okay.
Because I have Final Fantasy for Xbox 360. Let's see, what else? What else is there?
I don't know, lots of stuff.
Yeah, there's
Spyro.
a lot. But I know for a fact we have Halo, which kind of died after Halo 4. You have Gears of War, which also fucking died. Gears of War, the new Gears of War sucks. I'm sorry, Gears fans. I was a Gears fan too, but the Gears of War 4 sucks. I think Gears of War died after 3. Let's see. We have Forza games. I literally think that's it. Legit, I think that's it. That's all we have for exclusives. That's fucking terrible. But I've seen a list for exclusives of PlayStation, and that shit is out the water. And oh wait, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was Xbox, wasn't it?
Both.
Was it both? Because I know.
Yeah.
Well, all right, then that's another one to add to cross-platform. But I know there hasn't been any. The new Spider-Man game. That's another PlayStation exclusive. Oh, Uncharted, which is a really
The
fun
list
game.
goes on and on. You can look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up. There's just PlayStation. I'm an Xbox fanboy, but I'm starting to lean more towards PlayStation. They just have a wider selection of games. Not to mention, the single-player experience is so much better. If you want multiplayer, go Xbox. Like I believe Beast said in the last video. Multiplayer, Xbox. Single-player, PlayStation. Although, I will dip my toes in the PlayStation Online community to see how toxic it is, if it's toxic anymore. So, but we shall see what comes in the future. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to S13_the_Beast. And don't forget to subscribe to Terror Storm. Anyways, guys, this is Storm Family signing out.